everyone. My name is Abigail Barella with Sparkle and Shine Guidance. I wanted to pop on here and just talk a little bit about the new moon that we're going to have on Tuesday. It's January 16th. Depending on what time zone you're in, it might be the 17th, but if you're in Pacific Standard Time, it is on the 16th. And it is in Capricorn, and there is a lot of Capricorn energy happening. So we have the sun. The moon will be in Capricorn, Venus, Pluto, Mercury, and Saturn. And wow, that is a lot of Capricorn energy. It's pretty unique. And this is really pushing us into our work in the world in a bigger way, showing up in a bigger way and whatever it is that you're working on, okay? More of your authority coming through and setting intention around changing old stories and changing your belief system about who you are in the world and who you want to show up as, okay? So this is a big time to set intention. You want to sit and set intention in terms of what you're ready to see different, what you're ready to change. And when you write your intentions, it's helpful to write them from a place that they're already happening. So I'm really encouraging people to really write a new story for yourself. If you could imagine any story for yourself, write it. Write that story and see how it resonates. See how it feels in your body. And I want to remind you that all this new energy is coming in. And if it doesn't have a place to sit within you because you don't have any space for it, because all that space is being taken up with old stories, then it's just going to move along. And so you want to make space in your body, mind, spirit for this new energy to come in and create that new story. So I want you to notice when you write that story, where do you feel resistance? Where are you kind of holding or restricting from that story? And that is where in these days before the new moon that Pluto is helping us unearth, bring into the light, look at these old ways of being, this old restriction, and how it has protected you and kept you safe, but now it's time to unpack it and leave it behind. So we also have Venus, how we give and receive energy, love, money, resources. And so we want to always be aware when she's involved in a new moon. We got Pluto and her involved in a new moon. It's going to be unearthing and letting it go and loving on ourselves and making more space for us to be abundant, for us to have lots of energy to give and receive. So this is a really important time to set intention because it is the start of the eclipse cycle. And so because of this, and this is a really big eclipse, it is on January 31st, and it is a total lunar eclipse, and it is also a blue moon. And some people are saying it's a blood moon, and that is because when the eclipse will happen, the moon will appear as red. And so you may see this where you live, you may not, and so it depends on where you're at. You can Google it to find out more, but it is huge metaphysically in terms of how big this is. The last one that I wrote it down, the last one was in 1982. That was a blue moon and eclipse. And then a lot of people are saying, well, the full one, or for where, depending on where you're at, and if you're in America, then the last time it was visible in America was 150 years ago. So again, mirroring the intensity. Can you believe this? It's mirroring the intensity of the August eclipses. So if you can think back to the August eclipses, if you were in a practice of setting intention during that time, what were your intentions, right? And so I have mine, I just refound them, and I'm going to look at them, and that's going to help me figure out, like, what of this has manifested? What of this have I brought into myself? Have I made space for? And where do I need to create more space for this, more of this story, more of me to shine through, right? And not this fear, restriction energy, okay? So Capricorn's kind of cold and harsh, and this new moon that we're in for this cycle, as I was talking about, so we'll have the new moon on the 16th, and then we have that full lunar eclipse on the 31st. That is the cycle. We're setting the seed. So when you're setting intention, Capricorn is authority. It can be cold and harsh, but it's very practical, and it's very much dedicated to our work in the world. So you want to set intention around that. And then you also want to see where 27 degrees of Capricorn is for you. What house is it in? And if you checked out, I have a whole series on the 12th the 12 houses in astrology. And so if you know where the new moon's taking place for you, you can go and you can watch the video on that house, and that might help you. And since the sun, the moon, and all of those planets that I just mentioned, we got Venus and Pluto and Mercury and Saturn are all in Capricorn, you're really going to want to look to that house and what house is in. It's a good opportunity for you to learn about astrology, because you'll look at what house this is in, and then you'll be like, wow, yeah, that's true, because there's so much energy there, okay? And so set intention around that area of your life. I know if people, if you have it in your 6th house, like I do, I'm definitely have a new regimen around working out and around taking care of my body, my physical body better. So you'll look at what house it's in, and you're going to notice that you're already doing some of these things. And if you can have more awareness, then it's going to be helpful to you. So it's a great thing to do. So 27 degrees of Capricorn, look to see what house that's in for you. Okay, so you're setting these intentions, you're writing this new story for yourself for this new cycle. And I'm so excited to hear in the comments any questions or comments about this new moon, where Capricorn is for you, and what your experience has been so far this Capricorn season. Thankfully, after this new moon, at the end of the week, the sun will be moving into Aquarius, and hallelujah, I love Aquarius season. And that is where we will then have the lunar eclipse on the 31st, and then we'll have a partial solar eclipse on the 15th of February, and that's going to be in Aquarius. So a lot of just the structural foundations are happening now, and you want to set intention around that, so that when we get to the more of the airy Aquarius time, we'll have that solid foundation. Okay, so do your structures, do your basics. I highly recommend doing your taxes early this year. Do not wait till the last minute. We'll be in a Mercury retrograde. So definitely do some good practical work in this last week of Capricorn season. If you're interested in studying with me, I have a class that's coming up in February for intuitive development. If you're interested in that, definitely let me know. You can go to my website, abigailbarilla.com. If you want to schedule your intuitive reading with me or astrological reading with me, you can go to my website and reach out to me there. And I also am doing new coaching packages that include both astrology and intuitive development, and really just learning about those things and integrating it into your life for healing and for more power and more well-being. So that is the Sparkle and Shine Success Package. And I hope you guys will read about that and learn more. And have a great day. Bye.